Hello, this is Ken from Easy Test Pool Supplies, another episode of Swimming Pool Talk, and joining me as always is Pat. Pat, what are we talking about today?
Believe it or not, bubbles.
Bubbles, the nemesis of any pool owner.
You got that right. So the number one blog and the number one video we have, one of the video being on YouTube, is why are there air bubbles in my pump? So as you know, we get air bubbles in an above ground pump. You can get air bubbles in an in-ground pump. Sometimes they're really insignificant, even though they're there, and you tell people, don't worry about it. It seems to create some concern or frustration.
Yep.
So give us a synopsis, kid. What happens?
Well, sure. So the pump is creating a vacuum, pulling the water into the filter and everything. So basically, if you're having air in your pump, it's going to be pumped forward. We're talking hoses, clamps, drain plugs, valves.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kemp, but it has to be, that's the key, right? From the strainer forward.
Absolutely.
So let's say drain plugs. Can that be a problem?
For sure. Teflon tape has failed, they've melted, you need to replace them. Certainly something you can check. The O-rings on the traplet, make sure that they're lubed, make sure they're not pressed, make sure there's no gaps there. Clamps are tight, valves are functioning. Anything before the trap.
Correct. So there's a lot of pools we do. Sometimes you have 2 or 3 valves in the front. Sometimes you have clamps and fittings that can get loose, and all that can create problems, correct?
That's correct.
So wrapping it up, this is an easy segment. We're just going to say front of the pump forward, strainer forward, don't worry about anything after that. That's where the focus should be. Try to find out where the air is getting into the pump.
That's right.
Thanks, Ken.
You got it, Pat.